So I like to use the bed head reconstructor, or for curly textures I like to use the silicone mix, or I also like to use the Tresemme conditioning line. That's just the conditioner because I couldn't find my shampoo. So before I get started, I like to take a wide tooth comb and detangle my unit. And I'm just going to take the little clear basin there, whatever you want to call it, and put some shampoo in the warm water, and that's what we're going to use to shampoo our unit in. So we're just going to go ahead and put our unit in the bowl with the shampoo and the water, and we are going to just use, we're just going to dip it in and out of the water. Now when you're shampooing your hair, whether it's your natural hair or your wig or weaves or whatever, you don't want to do too much vigorous rubbing on the unit because you can end up tangling and matting the hair pretty bad. So as you can see, I am dipping it in the water, but you'll see when I bring it up that I am just running my fingers through the hair, or like rubbing the hair in a downward motion. That way it doesn't get tangled up or matted too much. I'm not doing a whole lot of roughing the hair up and rubbing it against each other because I don't want it to get tangled. Like I said, when you're shampooing hair, you have to keep in mind that the shampoo is getting out all of the oil and dirt buildup, which is what we want, but it also dries out the hair just because it's cleaning it. And so you just want to make sure that you're not roughing up the hair too much. Just if you finger comb the hair, just make sure you do it in a downward motion. Now we're going to rinse out the hair. You want to make sure that when you're rinsing that you get all of the shampoo out of the hair. You want to leave any shampoo in the hair because it'll cause buildup. So you just want to make sure you're rinsing it out really good and really clean. Make sure you get all the shampoo out of the cap as well. And make sure she is good and clean. Now we're ready to condition our unit. I like to go ahead and apply the conditioner directly to the wig. And you can use a pretty good amount. We like conditioner. And you just want to rub it through. Make sure you coat the hair really good, the closure really good. Of course, you don't have to worry about getting the conditioner on the cap itself. Just more so the hair and the lace. And then you just want to take your fingers, or you can take your wide tooth comb and comb it through. I'm mixing in a little bit of the silicone mix just because I love the way it smells, and so I like to use it on all of my units. You can find silicone mix at the beauty supply, or of course Amazon. The bed head products you're going to find at Ulta, or maybe like a Ross or something like that, or of course Amazon. And then of course the Tresemme, I didn't use it in this video, but that can be found at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS. But yeah, the silicone mix should be at your local beauty supply store. And as you can see, we're just going to comb it through really good. Make sure it's evenly saturated. Make sure that it's fully coated. And at this point, if there are any tangles, you want to go ahead and you can go ahead and detangle it. Since the conditioner is in the hair, it should have a really good amount of slip and the tangles should come out pretty easy. I went ahead and switched my camera angle because I felt like you guys couldn't see. But I also want to notice that I'm holding the wig by the lace closure. Again, just to make sure that all of the hair is flowing in the same direction and I'm not tangling and balling up my unit. But you want to make sure that you're very delicate when you do this because the lace is really fragile. So we're going to let the conditioner sit for 10 minutes. And now we're going to rinse it out. And again, just note, I was holding it by the lace, but you just want to be really careful with the lace because it is delicate and of course it can rip and or tear. And then, you know, of course you'll just have to replace the closure, not the whole wig, but still you want to get as much longevity out of your lace closures, lace wigs, lace frontals as you can. So just be really careful when you're holding it by the lace. That's the way I like to hold it, but just know that I am being really gentle. So we're going to rinse out the conditioner pretty good, and I like to rinse out the conditioner using cool water. You just squeeze out the excess water pretty good, and then I'm just going to wrap her up in a towel like a little baby. Now I'm just taking, putting her on my styrofoam head, and I'm going to secure her with T-pins, which you can find both of these at your local beauty supply. And also I like to set my wigs with Nairobi wrap foam, which can also be found at your local beauty supply. And yeah, you just decide where you want to part her. I'm going to part her in the middle, and you'll use your wrap foam to set your part, which is just laying it down and making and molding it to be in the way that you want the hair to lay. And you can either let it air dry or you can sit it under a hooded dryer and let it dry. In the summertime, I do like to put my wigs outside because in Texas it gets really hot and it typically dries super fast. But it's cold here, so I just have to let her sit inside and air dry overnight, or if I'm in a rush, I will put her under a hooded dryer. And that's pretty much it. Your wig is clean, ready to be styled, and ready to slay.